What's up everyone, this is JB. Today there's another collection tips video, so it's volume 2 and I hope you enjoy the tips. First tip for today, you have to choose a console to focus on. If you don't choose a console to focus on, your focus will be spread out on way too many console and games, and you will pass on many good games, and you won't feel the satisfaction you have when you choose one particular console. For myself, I chose NES to start on. I got to about 525 games, and now I'm taking a little break for NES, and my focus is now on Sega Saturn games. So it's way easier and more satisfying to choose one console and focus on that console. For myself, I'm gonna focus on Sega Saturn until I reach a complete collection. There's way less game than NES, so I hope I'm gonna reach that goal. Anyways, second tip for today: where to get your games? Well, that's a question I hear a lot from friends and video game collectors, and most of the games I got them on the summertime. And winter time is about the worst time to get your games, because most of them are really expensive. So here I list some good place to get your games. First place you should look out are flea markets and garage sales. Garage sales are about the best way to get your games. You have to get up early on the Saturday and Sunday mornings to get to the first garage sales. And don't be afraid to ask for video games, because sometimes you'll look around and you won't see any video games. But if you ask, like I do sometimes, I ask, do you have some old Nintendo games? And they will say, oh yeah, maybe in my basement or something. And she goes into her room, into her house, and comes out with a whole box of Nintendo games. And I asked her how much you want for the games. She said $1 each, and I said $5 for the whole box, and she said yes. So don't be afraid to ask for video games when you go to garage sales, and wake up early, because a lot of video game hunter will get up early and check for those deals. Also, in the same same category are flea markets. Flea markets are one of the best ways to get video games, particularly in the springtime and summertime. It's like the garage sale, because a lot of people will go to flea markets to sell their games. So again, don't be afraid to ask, and go there every week. Another place to find video games are thrift store. If you know any thrift store near your house, you have to go there about once or twice a week. Sometimes they get a huge lot of games, and they don't check the value of their games, so they price them about all the same thing. So Super Nintendo games, you find them $4 for sports or for RPGs. So sometimes it's not good. For example, NHL 94 for $4 is not good. But if you find Super Mario RPG or Breath of Fire for $4, it's a very good deal. So you have to check all their games, and sometimes they're behind the counter, so you have to ask for them. Don't be afraid to ask. You always have to ask for games. And example of thrift store are Goodwills. In Quebec here, it's Renaissance. Also, there's Salvation Army, and sometimes you'll find some I don't know how to call them, church sales. Don't be afraid to go there also. So if you don't find any games in thrift stores and stuff like that, you'll have to go on the video game stores near your house. Most of the time they know the value of their games, so you won't find any good deals there. But if you are looking for a game that is rare or something like that, that could be a way to get your games. Also, look out for GameStops and eBay Games, Microplay, and stuff like that. Sometimes they go on sales and do some good promotions. So sometimes you can pick up second generation games for a good price. For example, old PlayStation 2 games, you can find them for a good price. So that may be a good choice for some games. Finally, if you're very desperate for games, you can go online. There's a lot of sites that offers video games like eBay, Alf.com, Amazon, GameGavel.com. These are about all auction sites, and most of the time they go for the full price of the game. But sometimes you'll find locks, and you have to check them very often. For example, all console and very rare games like Sega Saturn games in my region, there's about no way to find Sega Saturn games. So I have to look online for them, and you'll find your games because almost all the games are on eBay. So you find them, but you pay the price for them. So that's about it. That was all the ways that you can get video games. Third tip and final tip for today, look at the condition of your games when you're buying them. Most of the time, you'll get pretty excited when you find a game you want, and you won't look at the condition of the game, and that may affect the value greatly. So a game can go from A to condition D and lose about half or 3/4 of its value. So a game that worth $100 can worth only $25. It's in very good bad shape. For example, this Final Fantasy has a crack on the case. The manual has some water damage on it. There's some minor flaws on the box inside, and the CDs are very scratched. I don't know if you can see. I'll try to, yeah, you see the scratch over there? Yeah, it's all scratched up. It still plays, but there's a lot of scratch, and the value will, I think this game has about half the value it could have if it's mint. So this game, which is pretty mint, can go for like the twice of the value of the other game. So always check inside. Like this one, the manual is pretty mint. The receipt is still there. The discs are all very mint. So check the games before you're buying them. Don't be afraid to open the case and check the CDs and check the cards, check the labels, the instruction manual, the instruction booklet. Looks dumb, but sometimes it can go very good on the value of the game. For Genesis games, if you only buy the box and the card itself, you're missing the booklets, and sometimes collectors want the booklet. So you really have to open the case and check for the condition of the game, if it's complete or if it's damaged or anything. So these were my collecting tips for Video Games Volume 2. I hope you enjoyed them, and don't forget, post your tips below on the comment section and comment this video. I want to make this a very long series, and I hope this will help a lot of collectors and video game fans like me. So don't be shy in comments, and stay tuned for new videos coming very soon.